Hi, my name is Diane Witt. Having the cochlear implants have changed my life. It has made it better for my hearing and being part of my family and our world around us. I am a full-time teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing. I am married with 3 children, ages 12, 10, and 7½. My hearing wasn't always this good. When I was growing up, I had a severe sensory neural hearing loss. I was identified when I was 3.5 years of age. I was able to speak 3 words at that time, which were not clear: egg, Coke, and bread, which I did not say clearly at all. I said Coke would go, and bread, pray. I was immediately aided and mainstreamed into public schools in Baltimore County. I went on to college and graduated with an elementary and early childhood degree. Then went on to get my master's degree in deaf education at the University of Cincinnati. When I came back to Baltimore, I began teaching. 4 years later, I met my husband and got married. When I became pregnant with my daughter, I lost more hearing to the point that I really struggled to hear on the phone, to talk to friends and family. I remember getting caller ID so that I could see who was calling before answering the phone. If it was my husband's family, I would not answer because of their strong Welsh accents. They were so strong that I became afraid. I felt myself becoming more and more isolated. I controlled where I wanted to hang out and socialize with others and who I wanted to socialize with. After having my daughter, I knew I needed to do something. I needed to investigate getting a cochlear implant. I knew I needed to be able to hear again. I did not want my daughter growing up being my ears. I did not want to be dependent on her. I wanted my daughter to see me as a very social person and to see the independent spirit that I actually do have. So in February 2003, I got a cochlear implant in my left ear. At that time, they were not doing bilateral cochlear implants. They were only doing the worst ear. I was able to still wear my hearing aid in my right ear. I'll admit, I was scared of the unknown, but everyone gets scared going through surgery. I was terrified. I remember crying walking into the operating room. A month later, I went back to my audiologist to get my device programmed and turned on. At first, it was funny. It sounded funny. I did not like it. And I thought, oh no, what have I done? I did not like it. I was very, very upset. But later, as I was hearing beeps, which was my brain translating to the computer in my cochlear implant to tell me what I was hearing, those beeps became real sounds. Oh cool, I was hearing. Wow, I began talking on the phone again. It was awesome. I could call my long-distance friends again and catch up with those I had avoided talking to for a few years due to not being able to hear. A few months later, I was sitting in my TV room reading a story to my daughter. I kept hearing something and thought, what is that? And began investigating. The water was running in the bathroom. Then, another time, I was with my friend in her driveway, chatting and trying to leave. My keys were in the ignition, and I kept hearing this sound that I had completely forgotten and did not know what it was. It was the beeping sound when the keys are left in the ignition. Then, in 2008, I had my regular every 6-month appointment with my audiologist. I made my appointments regular because I liked being able to hear and wanted to continue to hear better. Anyway, during this visit, I said, I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time. Something may be wrong with my CI. The audiologist looked at me and said, we have not checked your hearing in the other ear since 2003. Oh, okay. So we checked. 2 pregnancies later, I had lost more hearing. But oh man, okay, this is a no-brainer. I will be the bionic, bilateral cochlear implant user. I scheduled the surgery and went through the whole process again. I'm able to hear the birds, rustling of leaves, the kitchen timer on the stove from 2 rooms over. Having 2 cochlear implants, I'm able to localize sounds better. I get the fullness of sound. I want to share another story. It's another water story. By this time, we were in a different house, and I was in a rush to leave to get my son from preschool. And I kept hearing something in my kitchen and walked around the kitchen trying to figure out what the sound was. It was like a tapping noise. I pulled the refrigerator out, looked behind the refrigerator. I looked into the dining room. I knew the area where the sound was, but just didn't know what it was. I couldn't figure it out, so I said, I'll take care of it and deal with it when I get back. Because I was late and I was in a rush. When I came back home from getting my son, I walked into the kitchen and screamed. There was now a hole in my kitchen ceiling and water everywhere. I ran upstairs to check out where the water had come from. The kids had left the water running in the sink and it had overflowed and of course dripped through the ceiling. So I think once you're able to hear sound, it is very important to figure out and locate where those sounds are, especially dripping sounds. Thank you for letting me share my story. I love being part of Cochlear because I love my CIs and want everyone to get a cochlear implant to restore their hearing. You will not regret it. And if you have any questions, my email is dwaite, W-A-I-T-E, @bcps.org. Thank you.